it's no secret that I've been away for a while, and it was not my intention, but here we are. So, I wanted to make today's video to kind of talk about my thoughts and opinions on what's been happening in the gaming industry in the past few months. And, well, spoiler alert, it's not good. In case you don't know, everything's basically gone to crap. And I just wanted to kind of outline my thoughts and opinions on some of the factors that have kind of led to this. So we'll start with the big one that happened yesterday at the time of recording this video, Fortnite. Now, a lot of things have happened with Fortnite, but we'll go with the main one that happened yesterday. They have basically ended up, like, they've let go 1,000 Epic Games employees. Yes, 1,000, which is honestly ridiculous. I have not seen anything like this since the shutdown of Ghost Games for Need for Speed, which we will get onto in a minute. And it's just sad. Like, some of these people that have been let go have been crucial for the game. Like, for example, one of the characters that people are familiar with when playing Fortnite is Jonesy. He's one of the key characters in the game. And well, the person that designed him, he's been let go. He's now looking for employment. And it is just so heartbreaking to me. I'm not very vocal usually about these kind of things, but when it comes to people struggling to find a job in the gaming industry, which has been suffering economically, then I do feel like I should probably give my opinions on this. And my thoughts are that they're doing this because they've spent too much money on collaborations. Yeah, we're coming back to the classic talk of collaborations in Fortnite. I know everyone talks about it. Oh, it's bad for the game. Yeah, I'm aware. Now, I'm not one to say that it's ruining the game, but I do believe it has a strong part to play in this massive removal of employees, this massive, like firing list. And it's sad because they're basically wasting money on IPs that don't like attract the bigger audience. Like, for example, we've had a few VTuber collaborations. I haven't necessarily been keeping an eye on Fortnite collaborations recently, but we've had two VTubers. And I can assure you that I have honestly never heard of them. Now, that's just me, okay? I reckon there's people that might have even heard of them. I don't know. But it's safe to say that not many people know about these artists or IPs or anything like that. And as a result, Epic Games is spending more money on things they have basically invested, and they can't really find a way to make back what they've lost. Now, personally, what I think they should do is maybe cut down on the amount of collaborations for a little bit. I think that's probably the number one best thing to do. And number two, it's interesting how they said in the blog article addressing the situation that there is nothing to do with when it comes down to the people being removed. Now, personally, I think there is. Because one, it's kind of odd how they just kind of address that out of nowhere. But also two, I can't help but notice with some of the recent cosmetics and parts of the game that they've added recently, there's quite a bit of AI, if I'm being completely honest. How can you tell? Well, if you listen to any old Fortnite lobby music, I'll play one right now, that it is very much similar to AI. It could be a real artist. It could be. You can't tell nowadays. But there's just something about it that doesn't seem right. There's something wrong with the fact that, there's something off. And personally, I think they should probably scale that back because AI is very costly and it's driving people out of jobs, and it's just overall, yes, it saves time, but what is the cost of that? Because everything has a price when it comes to developing games and making like profit from selling a game. And Fortnite is free as well. So they're making even less money. But I'm not going to complain about the fact that Fortnite's free because that makes the game more accessible, so on and so forth. So let's get into the second problem, Grand Theft Auto by Rockstar Games. Now, I love GTA, okay? I've done 2 live streams in the past 2 weeks, and honestly, I'm having quite a lot of fun with the game. However, it's very hard to have fun all the time because GTA has a very strong formula. You go in, you play, you level up, you make money. But the problem is, it is so dependent nowadays on you having to have a team to do things. Just yesterday on my live stream, I was doing a mission where I was selling cargo. And the problem is I needed multiple teammates for that. Case in point, I find it very hard to just do anything on that game. It's not as enjoyable when you're not with friends. And luckily, I've talked to some of my other friends. Hopefully, I can gather a team together. It won't be on stream, but like just to play the game like in general, because I play it quite a lot off stream and off camera. It's a very fun game. And honestly, I don't have that many complaints with GTA, but it's just that it's seeing a bit of a drop in players. It's not major, don't get me wrong, but it's there. And the problem is because of the other issues that are going on with GTA, which I will probably get into some other time. But the problem we're finding is like GTA has set the bar pretty high for games. And for me, I think it's a bit harder for, other game developers to release their titles. Like, for example, we're supposed to be getting GTA 6 later this year. Hopefully. I'm not sure for certain. They could just delay it again till 2069 or whatever. But people are delaying their games so that they don't tie in with the GTA 6 release because they want to make their, I guess, releases a bit more independent. They can generate more sales, and also, not to mention, if there's games that are specific for different platforms, then obviously they'll be able to capitalize off of that. But the problem is just it's very hard to play GTA without friends. It's often quite lonely. It's very hard to do. And I just think I really hope that if anyone from Rockstar does end up watching this, which they probably won't, but if they are, I hope that we can probably have more things in the game that can generate money without you having to have friends and maybe make some more fun things that we could use if our friends aren't available. Just saying. I know some people might disagree on that point, but that's just my general opinion, as everything else is in this video. Now, for the final one that I've had some issues with is actually thanks to Black Panther. Be sure to check out his channel, by the way. He's got very good content. Yeah, thanks for the suggestion, Theo. Anyway, so Need for Speed. It's a game that's been out of the gaming sphere for quite some time. The most recent release was in 2022, and we have not had any other Need for Speed since. Now, admittedly, that's due to their Kaizen system. Yes, I'm aware that's, yeah. But the idea of the Kaizen method was to start small and expand upon the game over time. And it did very well, actually. The game lasted about 2 years, which is quite substantial for a Need for Speed game because often EA likes to basically drop the axe on any good game developer. Yes, Ghost Games. Remember that, EA? Yeah, I bet you do. But the problem is that we have no like content for Need for Speed, and it's honestly just it's sad. It's been neglected by these higher up powers because they just want to make more money off of Battlefield, say for example, or just some other IP that doesn't really sell as many copies nowadays. Like I know Need for Speed is a very niche title for a very niche group, but hear me out. Can you name that many EA products that have actually succeeded as well as Need for Speed? I'll wait. You done? Okay, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be happy to judge that and maybe even agree with you. I don't know. But the problem is that we have EA, right? EA's never been given the good reputation that they also want because unfortunately they like to, like I said, drop the axe on good game developers. And the problem is that Need for Speed has been neglected since 2022. And the problem is, you might be wondering, oh, but doesn't it get more updates? Ah, that's where you're wrong, because the Kaizen team, yeah, they were axed too. Yeah, it's very sad. And unfortunately, we don't get any more updates. But on a more positive note, those updates were actually pretty good. I was not a fan of Unbound at launch, loved it later on. It's genuinely a really, really good game. I can't believe I've actually said that. Oh my God. Anyway, so what is my point from all of this? Why am I even jabbering on about this? Why am I ranting about it? Why am I being annoying? Right. Hear me out. I want us to work together as a community. We need to speak up about some of these issues. Take it to the developers. Take it to the bigger companies that are in charge of these titles and say, we need to do better. We need to be smarter with our financial decisions. We need to make more logical steps in keeping the player base alive. We need to bring back the things that people want and could easily make amazing amounts of profit from. And honestly, gaming right now, I understand. It's very hard to develop anything, especially in the given world's economy at the moment. But we can easily make it happen. We can work together as a community, not just Delta or YouTube, just as the human like race, the gaming community. Yes, okay, it won't be a simple task. I'm just a small YouTuber with 166 subs. What have I got to do with any of this? Like, how will I even, be able to make a a voice be heard? Well, that's because I am going to try and bring the community together, and I want you to share this video if you can. Share it with anyone who basically could possibly agree with my views, anyone who you think has any ideas on how to help with the cause. Just anyone, just spread the word that we want more. We've had enough of these stupid financial decisions that are driving games into the ground, and we should be working together to bring back the golden days of gaming, bring back a sense of community within the gaming community. Because right now, gaming is probably in the worst state I've ever seen because we have games shutting down. We have games basically losing updates and all support. It's sad. And I think that we can all agree we all have nothing else better to do. Quite a few of us don't even know what a shower is. Yeah, I'm looking at you, you Fortnite tryhard. Get lost. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry it was a bit more of a rant video, but I thought it was basically worth saying. And that's kind of part of the reason why I have been away. It's because we're not in a good place. The world's gaming just is not in a good place. Now, I've also been enjoying my real life instead of doing YouTube, but that's nothing in comparison to what we have here with the gaming situation. But hopefully you have enjoyed this video, or maybe not. But either way, be sure to send this to anyone who you think can help the cause. And hopefully we can make our voices heard. Until next time, goodbye.